everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and I have this great fragrance of citrus and I've been dying to use it, but I was kind of looking for the inspiration on what the soap would look like. And it just so happened that we drove up to LA from San Diego, it's about 2 hours, to visit family for the holidays, and lo and behold, the mountains were covered in snow over LA. It's just kind of something that people don't usually think about, how close the mountains are to LA, and when the snow comes, it's like a beautiful backdrop to the city. So I'll show you this picture that I took of downtown Los Angeles and the snow-covered mountains back there. And then it hit me that this would be a great inspiration for my soap design. So my favorite citrus are orange and lemon. Did some baking with lemon and orange over the holidays too, so I thought, how about frosted citrus? So that already brought the picture of white on top and orange and yellow layers beneath it with some confetti from soap scrapings that I've had accumulated. So here's the take of my citrus scented soap, this time called Frosted Citrus. And here's a color tutorial before we start. So in naming the soap, I was imagining fruit trees, namely lemons and oranges in the winter with a blanket of snow on the top of the fruit. At least that's the visual that I have in my head. So I have a specific kind of orange and yellow in mind. I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's orange, which is way too bright for me, at least I think in a soap. So I'm going to make a real slight pastel out of that by combining some white in it. Maybe a little bit more creamy. That way it won't bleed as much when being used also. So it's like a dreamsicle color. That's about what I want. And I want to do the same kind of thing with the yellow. And I'll show you why I don't want that again. Just if you can imagine how bright this yellow is. It's really hard to work with, I think. Don't want it that blatant. So again, what I'm going to do is make it into a bit of a pastel. Not too much. In other words, I'm not going to use a lot of white because I still want it to be bright, but not quite as bright. So that's almost what I want. Kind of like that. Now maybe a little bit more yellow. So the thing that you can do with watercolors is really play around with the nuance of colors more, just to picture what you really want. So I've also been trimming a lot of soap, so I have a lot of confetti for the soap. In the way I'm also going to use a white on the top. So with the confetti, to break up the areas of yellow and areas of orange, I'm going to put some soap scraps into that to make a nice textured look. The other thing I might do is I have some mica and I want to try a mica line. I really haven't done that very much, and I have a nice dark green, so I'll probably darker than that add mica line between the two soaps. I'll try to get that to be a little bit more dark because I want to use my, I think it's called Alpine Green mica. The reason why I want the green dark is because I'm dealing with two pastels here. So I think that that darker green strip will add to the amount of values in the soap. Something white being the lightest, and then the neutral in the gray tone area with the orange and yellow, if you saw it in black and white, and then the dark green, that'll look like the darkest part of that. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Let me show you this color scheme in black and white so that you can see that it has a range of white, middle ground, like a gray neutral, and then something closer to a black. Alright, so that's the color tutorial. Let's get on with the soap making. Okay, once again, let's blend everything up and speed this along. Okay, that's emulsified. I'm going to add my mix of fragrance and essential oil. Beat that up and then add the colors. Let's beat this up too. And let's get the colors going. So here's a mix of two different kinds of yellow. I'm going to add this really yellow batter to some titanium dioxide, so it's going to be a really creamy yellow. I forgot about that, so it's not going to be the white that I really wanted, but that'll be okay. There's a bunch of orange. And let's blend all that up. Let me start with my white. See just how yellow this white is going to be, or something like that. Oh, that's nice. It's creamy, light yellow. Let's blend the next lightest thing, which is the yellow. It's okay if this batter's a little more thick too. That's a nice orange. Okay, and I've got a bunch of confetti for this orange part. I might put some of this in the yellow part also. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise it's going to look funny that has all the bottom layer of confetti and the next layer doesn't have any at all. That's not fair to that layer. Could stand to get a little thicker, so I'm not going to pour that in yet, but I am going to stir in the rest of my confetti. Not all of it, just some of it. So that it doesn't look top heavy in my design, there's less yellow for the top layer. Okay, so let's get the orange in there. I'm really happy with this orange. Let's just get it all in there. This is electric orange, also from Nurture Soaps. The oranges that I've gotten in the past have either been too weak or too neon, and this is a nice orange, like the rind of an orange fruit orange, and that's what I'm usually after. Okay, so this can set up a little bit. And clean this side off a little. And then I want to do a mica line, and I've never done a mica line before, and I want to do this with some alpine green mica. Can't quite remember where I got this sifter, but all you have to do is put the mica in there and close it up, and it's got a fine mesh so that it doesn't just pour right out. I'm going to spray that with some alcohol. And I'm going to spoon my yellow on top of that. Smells like citrus in my little room here. And that's such a great deep yellow. It's become a little bit of an orange yellow because the orange fragrance is quite orange. So I'm just adding some indentations to the top so that my next layer falls in the nooks and crannies a little bit. Be interesting. Still a little wet to hold that, but I just want to rough it up a little bit. Okay. Let's get the top on here. So this is like the frost on the citrus. It's a great color. Then I'm going to put some glitter on the whole thing so that it does look like frost. I haven't made a layered soap in a long time. So I like swirling so much, but it's good to do something different. Okay, so I need a spoon to just spread that over the yellow. And let's see if it's ready to give a little texture to. Not really, so let me come back after that sits for a bit so I can let that texture stay there. While we're waiting for that top to solidify a little bit, I'll show you one of our rare days in Southern California. The rain's coming down, it's been coming on down through the night. So it's been a nice steady rain, so hopefully it'll sink into the canyon and prevent it from being so dry. It's scary when it gets too dry because, you know, fires can just spread really quickly. It's always my fear. It's so nice to see that rain come down. Okay, let's go check up on that soap. Oh, I think that's going to work. I don't want high peaks, so this is perfect. Kind of like lemon meringue pie. That's what I want. Now let's get some of this snowflake sparkle glitter on there. It's a real fine glitter. Okay, so here's the top of frosted citrus, and let's see what it looks like cut. So this is a fun soap. Let's see how it turned out. Don't usually use orange and yellow, but it has lemon and orange, a mix of essential oils and fragrance oils. There's the mica line. And it smells good. And I thought that the top was going to be a pale yellow, but it did whiten up. There's a close-up of all the I want to say graffiti. There's a close-up of all the confetti in there. It's a light fragrance. By that I don't mean that it's not strong, but it's just it's not heavy. And I like that mica line, especially since it has a little shimmer to it. I like how that orange showed up too. It's not a neon orange. For me, I don't really care for the neon quality of the oranges for some reason. So this one's nice. It's called Electric Orange from Nurture Soaps. So there you go. This is Frosted Citrus, and I like how it turned out. Lots going on there actually with the layering. No swirling really, except for the textures on the top, but the mica line and the confetti in there. It's always fun. Alright, so this is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you real soon. Bye everybody.